And welcome to Tuesday's edition of trying to create cannon fodder from scratch. We actually did quite well yesterday. We understood how to use nodes, which is massive, and we're kind of like almost ready to go, but not quite. So let's pass that barrier now and let's get going. So where we left yesterday was that this guy is standing here and we want him to go here. Okay, that's the destination there. And we've told Clickteam what the nodes are. Node number 1 is where he is at, and then node number 2 and 3 are his options, and node number 4 is his destination. Okay, and these are paths. So node and path. I think they're called paths. The problem is that I learn this stuff in maths and teach it in maths actually, and I don't really know what they're called in computer land. So we'll assume that they're called the same thing, right? So we've told the advanced path movement object about everything, but we need it to like start now. So I'm going to start a new thing called start a frame. Just literally drag it down, copy and paste it, and this is going to be where we deal with the movements. So the path control is just telling the object where everything is, right? And we've done that. We've created the path nodes. We can also remove them later on, which will be handy. Say if like a unit moves there, or if there's destruction on the map, you can remove some of the paths so it can't go there anymore. Or if there's a one-way door or something, and you can just set the X and Y of some of the nodes. So you can influence them, and you can disconnect nodes. All this is really good. Or you can start again, have a brand new path. The movement thing is going to be important because you need to say who it is that is doing the moving. So you need to set the object. So this is the first thing we're going to do. Our player is the object. Okay, simple. Next, let's look at the movement. We can start the movement, stop the movement, and pause the movement. All of these things, though, we can't do yet. So if I click start, it won't do anything, because I haven't really told it what I wanted to do. So we're just going to delete that for now. All of the stuff that we can tell it what to do is in the journey control. And these things here are going to be where we actually want it to go. Now, if I add a path node, you can see that it says node ID. Well, the player's currently at node 1. I want him to move to node 2. Okay, and again, it won't do anything when I click start. Oh, it will. It will just instantly go there. Okay. Wow. So I need to probably put him to node 1 first. See, I am a novice. I want him to node 1 because, so he's not currently at node 1. He is, but node 1 is the position there, and the position isn't linked to him at all. And I think I read somewhere in one of the tutorials to always put number 1 as the start. Okay, so if I add, where are we? So journey control, add 2. So I'm saying go to 1, then go to 2. If I run it now, he should still be at 1. Yeah, so he's still at 1. So what I've told Clickteam now, or what I've told the objects now, is I want him to go from there to there. Okay, that's my path that I want him to do. But what I haven't told him, or told the object, is to actually do that path. Change the colour of that for some reason. Blooming paint. It remembers. Alright, there we go. So I've told it to do that, but I haven't told it to start. I've said that's my intention, is I want you to do that. So if I go to movement and start, it should do it, which would be nice. Haha, there we go. Now that's quite slow, and as you probably saw before in yesterday's video, there is settings to this. So if I click settings, I can change the speed. So I don't know, change the speed to 200. Probably going to be too fast, I think. It's going to be a little bit too fast. And you can tweak this, but maybe 150. 150 is probably the sweet spot. Yeah, I think 150. But if we're doing a lot of testing, we probably want it to be quick. So I'll probably put 300. So we're not waiting all day. Okay. Now, you might be sitting here going, well, hang on. How is that a great object? I could do that anyway. Like, we've shown how to do that before with moving. Like, we've done that plenty of times. And also some of Clickteam's inbuilt objects can do that. So I think there's like a line movement thing. Where are we? There's like a path movement. There we are. So with path movement, you can do that. You can go here and then go here or whatever, right? Oh, I hate this thing. I keep forgetting how it works. But there we are. It does the same thing. Okay. I'm just going to press Control Z, Control Z. Oh, hang on. Or not. Let's just move it back to static because I think that's undoing some of the other things I've done. Okay, so we kind of want to get rid of that because that is cool, but we can do that anyway. The reason why we're going through an awful lot of problems with this object is for the other mode here. Find journey to node. It looks so tiny and so inviting, or not so inviting, so camouflaged an option there. Just another option for you. Yet it kind of is the whole point of this object. And I find that weird with extensions. Like they don't seem to understand that actually, no, this is a really powerful tool here. And they've just gone, oh yeah, you can find a journey to the objects, no problem. It's like, whoa, this is like really, really good. So you can say, just get your way to node 4. How easy is that? Like one line. I just press literally one number and have a look at this now. So if I do movement and start. Oh, I need to start movement, find journey to node 4. That works. Start movement. What am I missing? Oh, this was supposed to be like the big reveal and it has... What have I missed? Like literally 5 minutes ago I said make sure your first node is always where the player is, and yet wow. So so where were we? Add path node, add 1 to path node. Let's double click that because I need to do that first, so just drag it up. I mean honestly, okay, so let's pretend that didn't happen and now big reveal. Okay, all you have to do is this one line here, okay, and add where they currently are. But this one line here, go to 4. How cool is that? Now, you might be thinking, oh, hang on, he might have just done that, he might always go up. So let's move this down here to make this the shortest path. How cool is that? And that's one line. And I can keep moving this. And actually what I want to do now is I want to get rid of this node. So I'm just going to delete it. Or I won't delete it yet. But I'm going to replace it with the mouse. So, okie dokie. Actually, this is going to be a bit harder than I thought. But what I want to do is I want to click here. Instead of this, I want to click to make the 4th node. Okay. So I want it to start when I click. So on the mouse, user clicks, left button single click, and I need to delete a few of these. So I don't want there to be a 4th node because I'm going to create that 4th node when I click, and we don't want 2 to 4 or 3 to 4 because those don't exist yet because we haven't got that 4th node. Okay, I'm going to deactivate this because I don't want to do that. I am going to set the object to the person. So where are we? Movement, set object to the person. I'm just going to do that at the start because I'm just going to be controlling the person with this. Okay, so when the user clicks, we need to first of all set up the user as a new path node. And so it's going to be Y mouse and X mouse, which I've clicked the wrong one, as I always do. copy, paste with a Y. So that's the new 4th node, okay? Because there's 3 created there, so 1, 2, 3, that's going to be the 4th. Then we need to hook that up. So where are we? Connect nodes. So we're going to do the same as before. We're going to do 2 to 4. That last one I think should be a 1. Don't know why it defaults to 0. And we're going to connect the other node. So we're going to do 3 to 4. So we've connected the node. So this now is where, is that changed again? This now is where the mouse is. So, so this is the mouse here. So that's wherever the mouse clicks now. And we've connected it up, we've hooked it up, we've created the path node, hooked it up. So what else do we need to do? Right, so now we need to add the player to the path node. So start at 1, and then we need to journey control to node 4, which is where the mouse is. So where we clicked. It's not necessarily where the mouse is, but it's where we clicked. And then finally we need to actually say, yeah, get started. Okay, quite complicated. We can also get rid of that object so it's not in the way. Cool. So now if I click up here, it should go to my mouse position. Click. Wicked. Let's restart. And if I click down here, it should take the other path. How cool is that? And notice it goes exactly where I click. If I click again, it won't work because I've not hooked up. Actually, let's just show that, why it doesn't work if I click again. Let's just close that. So if I clicked up here, it would create a new node. Where's my, there it is. And it would call it 5. So it would do that. But all it's doing then is it's reconnecting nodes 2 and 4 and 3 and 4. It's just reconnecting those constantly. It's not connecting to this, because if you look in the code, we're just hooking up 2 and 4 again when you click again. So we will need a system to constantly update where the clicking is. So this is not going to be easy. This isn't some brainwave here now with what we've got that solves all problems and like, it's going to be really easy now. But pathfinding is a really, really, really difficult thing to work out algorithmically how to do it. And I would almost say it's beyond the scope of a 2-week video. But with this object, it now becomes possible. And I can kind of see an approach which might get us there. The other thing to notice, which I don't think we will use, but what you can do is you can save all the paths. So you can save them to a file and not have to run it each time. I don't think we're going to do that. But if you were putting this into production, you probably would want to save all the paths once so that the person's computer isn't having to do them each time and then just load them. All this other stuff is just stuff that pretty much comes with every object. So there's nothing else useful there. But for this one option, find journey to node whichever ID, this has got to be the most powerful objects in Clickteam for this kind of thing. I think there is another object. If I go to manager, there's this wargame map object, and be careful with the other ones because the other ones look quite cool, but they only support Windows. And so if you want to put this to Mac or iOS or Android or on the web or whatever, you've got to be really careful to pick an object that supports all those things. And so you can see here the advanced path movement is that object, and it's the wargame map object. The only thing that concerns me with that is it seems to require hexagonal maps, and it seems to be very focused on sort of the Catan style grid or the Civ style grid, the new Civ style grid where it's hexagonals. And I probably would prefer, well, I mean, a lot of things are hexagonal now. Basically, the shape they use is just any shape that tessellates, and hexagonal will give you a bit more movement. But I think with Canon Fodder it was square based, so whether that makes a difference, I don't know. But if you have like any luck with the other objects, then let me know, as you always have done. And there's been some great things before where I've done it a certain way and other people have done it a different way and let me know, and it's been really, really great. So keep that coming. If you've liked this video, click like. If you want to see more from us, click subscribe. And we're going to try and venture into new worlds tomorrow. So on Wednesday's video, I'm going to try and create a full grid of nodes. I'm not looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it, but I'm apprehensive. So I'll see you there.